I'm opening up my phone lines as promised here on India Today, here on 5 Live Viewer. The numbers on your screen. Pick up your phone, your voice with me here on India Today as we continue to ask the questions. We're already getting a lot of calls already from Chennai, from Bengaluru and beyond in Karnataka. Rabani from Bengaluru is our first caller this evening. Rabani, go ahead. Who do you blame for what's happening in Bengaluru today?
Yeah, sir. Actually, I faced this issue 3 days before. If you know, like it happened on the 31st. Okay, I spent almost 5 hours on the road, and my vehicle get severe damage on the engine side. So when I was crossing, so no one is pointing out that the most of the vehicles and everyone facing an issue, and my insurance company also not taking the cause of this thing. And my question is like, before taking the vehicle, we used to pay the road tax. Okay, where is that amount? And I used to pay my tax amount every month from my salary.
Absolutely.
So who is going to be responsible for that?
Your angry question is very, it's a very relevant question, Rabani, because people are wondering all the money we pay in taxes, road tax, infrastructure tax that we pay, where is that going if you have to, see your car damaged every time it rains? I hear you, my friend. Natarajan joining us from Chennai is our next caller. Natarajan, what's going through your mind? Chennai has not, escaped the wrath of floods either. But what do you think about what's happening in Bengaluru?
Once upon a garden city has become a now garbage city. Okay?
Yeah, truly.
Not only Vidhan Sabha is sinking, well, the government is also sinking. There were potholes and nobody's there. What the government is doing, they are busy in collecting 40% of money from the contractors and creating problem between the two communities. And this also supposed to be the double engine sarkar. What is happening? Is the two engines are running without any garages? What is going on in this mine? They are not only sinking in Karnataka, both in Himachal Pradesh and in your Gujarat. This government is sinking. Very, very unhappy. Shame, shame. It's utter shame. Thank you.
Natarajan from Chennai, very, very angry, pointing a finger directly at the BJP, the Bommai government, the central government, and talking about how there is a betrayal of cities of Bengaluru when images of this kind become representative of what has happened to a once great city. He says Garden City has become garbage city, and believe me, viewer, that has become a standard plaint in the city over the next, over the last few years. We've got more callers coming in. Abhisht from Bengaluru is on the phone line. Abhisht, if you can hear me, go ahead. What's going through your mind? Who do you blame for what's going on today?
Oh, well, this is the result of continual neglect and greed, abject greed. So what do I see is when the water comes into the land, it has no capacity to absorb water. Now with the indiscriminate development that is happening, urbanization, that is happening, that is the first, you don't concentrate the entire land. You should not leave you build a building, that's okay, but when you hike a building, at least leave certain areas where water that falls onto the plot is absorbed. That is not done. Let us not blame what is what. Most shameful is blaming BBMP, not as engineers. That's number one. The road development that is happening over here, and it's all about surfaces. An entire car have been submerged. None of the areas have been rectified. My question is, it's been almost a couple of years. What is the BBMP doing?
Questions for the BBMP are very, very relevant, and we've been asking them as well. Thank you, Abhisht, for your call. Deepen from Bengaluru is our next caller. We're being flooded with calls. Forgive me for using that word, but we're getting a lot of calls right now. Deepen from Bengaluru, what's on your mind? What would you like to say about the situation in your city?
Sir, good evening. Yesterday I was in the Rainbow Drive near the Wipro headquarters. It was already in the night at 11 o'clock. The water is up to the knee.
Yes.
And I stay in Bengaluru, the hub of the IT corridor. And I and my daughter were to go to the office today. My daughter is working for a multinational company in embassy counseling. It took me 2 hours to out from the Bengaluru area. So much of traffic. There is no drainage system. Nothing is there. No corporators. No election of the BBMP for last more than 2 years. No corporators. Nothing is there. No drainage. And the metro is working. There is no any system in this city. It has to be rectified by somebody has to take the accountability of that. Nobody is taking the accountability.
That is the point. And remember, I hope the politicians are listening to the anger in the voices of Bengaluruyans today. Kiran is our next caller, also from Bengaluru. Kiran, what's on your mind? What would you like to say? Who do you blame for what's going on in your city?
I would say it's only the government to be blamed about. It's the corporators who are not taking care of the things properly.
Yes?
Yeah, I mean, see, it's every time the same thing. Every time it's only the common man who suffers in everything. You know, what's the traffic jam in Hyderabad? It's a bit less when compared to Bangalore. I'm in Bangalore from past 6 months, and what I get to see is traffic jam everywhere. It took 40 minutes for me to go to the other side of the road on a normal day, and I missed my bus. So I think what's happening now is terrible. You know, people can't commute. People are out of their home. They can't go back to their home.